Welcome to the Alkalign Lifestyle School. I'm your host and guide today, Fidelis Nugget II, and I'm going to teach you guys today about how our herbal formulas help you to reformat your cells. Okay, let's get into it. So first off, what is cellular formatting? Cellular formatting is what it does is it changes the appearance of your cells. So in this case, it changes the appearance of your cells so that you can easily detect the data from those cells. Now, this is actually a definition that you would see in Excel, because that's what cellular formatting comes from. It comes from spreadsheets. And so you realize that your brain is a record of the past. Therefore, when you get into the cellular perspective of your brain and your body, you understand that it's just a whole entire library of memories and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And if you can reformat those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, you can change your perspective, therefore change your perceptions, and that will help you change your personality to then change your life. So the purpose of Awaken, Replenish, and Ascension, our 3 herbal formulas, what the purpose of it was to help you to hit the reset button on your own brain and on your own body. So once you hit the reset button, you can then reprogram new subconscious programs to help you then go towards a destiny that you truly desire, not one that was programmed and given to you at birth or downloaded through your environment from ages 0 to 7. You get the option now to change this and to go where you really want to go. So first off, we have Awaken, which is our base formula. So the base formula of Awaken starts the process of healing your mind and starts the process of healing your gut. So to give you an overview of how I created this and why I created this, it's basically an introduction to my sexual energy and purification of myself. What happened was, during my journey of purification myself, I encountered a really big problem. And the problem that I had was, how do I harness and transform my sexual energy? Now, sexual energy in this case, I'm talking about the orgone, energy of the orgone, which is essentially all of the energy encompassing empty space, which is 99.999% plasma. But plasma, if you understand how blood works, plasma comes from your blood. 55% of your blood is actually made of plasma. 92% of that plasma is made of water. And 8% is the solute, the things inside of that water, blood plasma, that's carried throughout your entire body, your organs. So your vitamins, your nutrients, and your minerals that are carried all throughout your entire body based upon your blood flow. Your blood flow is the actual energy, the sexual energy. So I wanted to understand how I can emphasize the importance of cleansing myself cellularly, but also manage my energy effectively and electrify myself, not in a way of killing myself, but in a way of charging myself like a battery. So by electrifying your body and ensuring that your cells receive the vital nutrients and minerals necessary for thriving in all aspects of your life, right, including sexual vitality, you achieve harmony and balance. Because if you learn about orgasmic potency from my past videos, the orgasmic potency, which is the ability to surrender to the excitation, the climax of a sexual act, which is the orgasm. At every moment in time, point in space, you're experiencing sexual energy, which is the energy of the orgone coming at you. If you can experience the energy coming at you the entire time, when you can experience the energy coming at you, the whole entire time that you're experiencing this energy, you can either reject it, resist it, or you can surrender to it. And surrendering to it gets you a different experience. So psychic illnesses are the resistance to love, because you have no capacity for love if you have no orgasmic potency. And how you can change this is 2 ways. You change it by, first of all, reestablishing that capacity for you to love. And second of all, you do it chemically by basically creating a harmonious condition between the chemicals inside your actual body. That has to come through the blood purification. And then what people don't understand about cleansing is, once you cleanse yourself, you basically clear yourself out. But that's just erasing everything. You now have to restore something and put something back inside of you. Therefore, you have to get a new program because you have to go somewhere. You can't just cleanse yourself out and then not have a new program of where you want to go. So what I decided was, when I first created Awaken 3 years ago, I decided I needed to awaken my gut health because that's the primary thing, was my gut microbiome. Concentrate and recharge my body's immune system to help me heal from anything like chronic illnesses, autoimmune disease, or chronic stress, which I had some stress. Not any autoimmune disease, but I understood that stress can cause autoimmune disease. So what I did was I took scientific principles that you haven't heard of just yet, but you're going to hear about them. It's a little bit of a visionary perspective that I have. Drawing from principles of sacred geometry, biochemistry, sonocytology, and cymatics, I created a patented herbal formula. And this formula, which is Awaken, which then went to Replenish and then went to Ascension, this formula targets sexual energy enhancement by cleansing the lymphatic and glymphatic system. Lymphatic system is the system of waste distribution throughout your blood. So blood plus interstitial fluid is your lymphatic system. That's what's controlled. It basically recycles the fluids all throughout your entire body, from all the way down to all the way up, below the head. The lymphatic system does the same exact process. It does it with cerebrospinal fluid plus interstitial fluid. So you have two different sections of fluid. You can't have blood in the brain, because if you have blood in the brain, you're most likely gonna die, because it's not supposed to be there. You have spinal fluid that comes up from the base of your spine to the top of your head. And then this is what's supposed to electrify and give yourself like a radio receiver transducer that can collect information from the field, and that's how you get your downloads. So what I understood was, if I can refuel the brain with the minerals needed to enhance its piezoelectric properties, this is where you understand the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, and they have piezoelectric properties. So this is basically where you get the radio transducer from. And you say, okay, I am an actual, like a Walkman. I walk as a Walkman, and I can tune myself to any station that I want to at any moment in time, point, in space. But I have to have this cleansed and cleared out in order to be able to get the signal out and receive the signal back in. So the word electricity comes from the Greek word piesin, which means to squeeze or to press an electron, which means this is an ancient source of electric charge. You have to have more electrons in order to charge yourself up. So what I did was I incorporated solfeggio sound frequencies. And these are known to for their ability to resonate with specific energies and alkalizing herbs, alongside 12 mineral cell salts from Dr. Schussler. So this is actually, they call him the father of homeopathy. And what he did was, he basically made he came up with a 12 base mineral formula that said that everyone has to have these 12 base minerals attached to the zodiac signs, the signs of the zodiac. And if we don't have this, we only get 9 of them, because in our gestation period and in the mother's womb, we stay there for on average 9 months. Therefore, we can download this information from the stars, but the other 3 months we have to go out there to get it for ourselves through the food that we eat. And so people are usually deficient in their birth month, so mineral cell salt, and the 3 months that are preceding it and then following. And what I understood was that we're deficient in everything, at least in the Western world, because we don't have the highest quality of mineral content inside of our food anymore. So the supplement that I crafted was designed to fill mineral deficiencies, but also to electrify and recharge your digestive system and stimulate sexual energy flow. So Awaken's job, first off, to turn on your gut and to turn on your lymphatic system inside your brain. So basically, it's like turning on the washing machine and the dishwasher. The dishwasher can be up here, the washing machine can be throughout your entire body. And you didn't have enough energy to basically cleanse yourself overnight, which is the natural detoxification process, which happens overnight. So when people do not have this, they have an issue. Okay, so now I'm gonna express to you the ingredients inside of each one of them, what they do, how it works, why it works, whenever you go in to see what deficiencies that you actually have and what's causing the issues that you have, autoimmune disease, your mood swings, whether it's depression, anxiety. It's all based upon salt. It's based on salt and a blockage of energy flow. So let's actually start with the herbs first. And I'm gonna just jump around a little bit because I have personal favorites that I have, but also because some are just more important to me than not, but they all basically turn on the body's 12 systems at one time. But let me just tell you based on the order and why I put it in this. So first off, we're gonna look at hyssop. And the reason I believe hyssop is one of the most primary and important herbs, they're all alkalizing. So all these herbs are gonna be alkalizing. And the goal of this was to basically raise your pH, electrify your body and your mind, but also to give you each system of the human body was supposed to be targeted and touched by all 17 of these herbs. So hyssop is an herb that's used for centuries, and this herb was primarily for asthma, ulcers, and coughing. It's a cough suppressant, but also they're all antioxidant properties. All these herbs have antioxidant properties. Okay, but what they said was this herb can stimulate the GI system, the gastrointestinal system, promote perspiration to help your body eliminate toxins through the skin. So basically help you sweat and relieve excess gas. So it helps you to relax the GI tract and eliminate waste. That's why I believe hyssop is one of the most important things to put, because it's cleansing in a way like a mild laxative. So I start the process off by placing some diuretics inside of it, because you gotta get yourself to start cleaning yourself up. So next up after hyssop, let's go to mullein. And mullein, I like mullein because this plant was used to treat respiratory conditions. And mullein an expectorant, so it means it helps the body to expel mucus. So people who have a lot of mucus and coughing and just sneezing and just wheezing, and your lungs have a lot of fluid inside of it, mullein is going to help you to get rid of that. And any lung condition that can lead to inflammation or infection, like pneumonia, tuberculosis, whooping cough, mullein basically extracts, and it compiles all the mucus to allow you to expel that mucus out of your system. So after mullein, let's dive into burdock root. Burdock root. Now this is an awesome blood purifier. Okay, so what you're gonna learn about burdock root is it's antioxidant rich, but it's mainly been used to purify the blood. And so you need this because the active ingredients in it remove toxins from your bloodstream. And the reason why this is so important is because, again, we're getting into the process of cleansing the blood plasma, where you've been traveling through these tunnels that go through your nerves and go past the arteries. You need to understand that this needs to be clean. You don't actually have ascension until you have purification. So you can't have real ascension. You can't be this person that walks around talking about I'm woke and I'm this, and no, you're not. So you actually have the real purified from within body and mind. You don't have that. You just have a fakeness about you. And you think that you have, but you don't actually have. So this is where you can tell your vibration is gonna go up. Once it goes to where you have to use this energy to expel, you're now gonna be able to use this energy to draw in and increase your energy field. Okay, so burdock root, it also says it may actually have an aphrodisiac effect, and it enhances sexual function and increases the amount of sexual behavior. This was a study that they did on male rats using burdock root. Now we're gonna go to nettle root. So nettle root, which I believe is right here, yeah, stinging nettle root. Now, there's many people who have, I'd say, issues where they have kidney and adrenal issues. So specific medicinal properties of nettle are if kidney and adrenal gland restoratives, they are diuretics, they flush toxins, they're blood purifiers, they're also anti-inflammatory, and it's also considered a hormone balancer, which is truly one of the issues in both men and women, is an imbalance in hormone structure. So it may help during menopause as it provides nourishment nourishment and kidney tonic after chemotherapy. It works as a general tonic for kidney and gout. So when you have nettle seed and root, they basically provide a little bit more impact than nettle leaf. But nettle leaf is also great because it's used in many hair lotions, and it induces hair growth. So it fortifies the scalp, cleanses it, and reduces dandruff. So nettle's actually pretty great. Let's keep going. So we have cascara. Now cascara, which is down here, all right? So cascara, what cascara is known for is it causes muscle contractions in your intestines. So the bark contains chemicals called anthraquinones that give it its color and its laxative effect. And these chemicals react with bacteria in the intestines to stimulate your bowels. So now here I go with cleansing your system in terms of a diuretic and really getting rid of waste and expelling the waste out of your body. This is what cascara is. Now we're gonna go to trifala, which is right after that. So trifala, cascara and trifala are usually sold together in supplements. This improves your digestive health and relieves constipation, indigestion, and abdominal problems. It reduces weight, obesity, and belly fat, and it also boosts your oral health and prevents dental cavities. This is what trifala does. I'm not a big fan of things like weight loss pills, like the Ozempics and things like that. I'm not a big fan of those because I believe you can do this in a natural process, in a natural way, to be able to turn on your I'll say, eating. You're able to turn on your ability to sense when you're hungry or when you're full. So your leptins and your ghrelins, your ability to now read your own hunger cues comes back to you. And I believe that this is a more natural process and a better way for you to do it than to pop a pill like, something from the pharmaceutical company. I just don't believe it, do it in a natural process. So dandelion root is gonna be next. Let's go to dandelion root. Actually, did I write it down? Yeah, I did, okay. So dandelion root, this is right here. Dandelion root is gonna increase the flow of bile. You need to have bile. This is gonna be that stomach acid to help you, and also detoxifying the liver. And this may also help you with skin and eye problems because people who drink a lot of alcohol or have drunk, okay, you may be on that sliding scale towards liver disease, and so you may be experiencing liver disease symptoms. So this supports the growth and maintenance of healthy gut bacteria. This is where you really need to understand how your appendix works. Your gut microbiome needs to be replaced, and your appendix has that structure and that program to replace it. But people who get their appendix removed or get their spleen removed or get these things that are supposed to extract energy from the food that they draw in to them or eat, they don't have the ability to do this anymore. And so the liver is actually really important in terms of detoxification. And so you have to have healthy gut bacteria, feed the healthy gut bacteria so that you can maintain actual great microbiome health. This is really going to affect not only your energy, but mainly your mood. So its benefits are found in arthritis, liver disease, diabetes, obesity, and also even cancer. Now let's keep going. You have yellow dock root. So this also improves digestion and removes toxins. It acts as a laxative and a tonic, treating skin conditions such as psoriasis and eczema. Yellow dock is great for that. Also reducing inflammation and infections, purifying the blood, strengthening the liver and gallbladder function. So this is going to be an overnight process again, where you're strengthening the overnight process of cleansing, detoxification. So yellow dock root is really great in purifying your blood, strengthening your liver and gallbladder function. And so what you really try to understand is that overnight, your gallbladder is basically, the Chinese body clock says from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. at night, and in the early morning, your gallbladder is going to be the main organ of operation in terms of detoxification. Right after that is going to be the liver from 1 to 3 a.m. So he's going to go back to back in function. Now you're going to have black elderberry. It's rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, E, and fiber. It supports your immune system, but it helps to address cold and flu symptoms. So this is one of the things that helps you to fight inflammation and also infection and support your heart health. It's elderberry. You'll see a lot of elderberry gummies now in grocery stores. You'll see a lot of just elderberry supplements in general. You'll see it in teas. You'll see it in powders now. And so this was also one of the herbs that I put in here to increase the functions of fighting, helping you support your immune system, and also because it reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So what I'm doing is calming down your fight or flight responses with these herbs in order to get you out of the sympathetic nervous system into parasympathetic, which is basically fight or flight, going from fight or flight to going to relax and repair. You have got to find a medium in both of these. So all of these herbs that I put in, all these ingredients in general, this is what the primary process of all these are for. Okay, so let's go to Irish moss. And you've heard about Irish moss, you've heard about how many minerals and nutrients and things that it provides for you. It's a naturally occurring source of iodine. It's also important to support your healthy thyroid functioning. It cures your anemia, boosts your energy, treats thyroid disorders, relieves respiratory problems, boosts your mental health, promotes recovery, improves skin health, aids in quick digestion. Again, it enhances thyroid function, eases joint pain, boosts metabolism, supports the immune system, supports heart health, helps control your appetite. There goes your leptin and ghrelin again. Provides remarkable nutrition, promotes mental and emotional well-being. It's a source of so many nutrients, okay? It includes calcium, some magnesium, and even some zinc. And so really, it's filling you up with the things that you have been missing. And that's why Irish moss is so powerful of an herb, because it goes right in there, okay? Reducing wrinkles. It takes away signs of aging, gives you softer skin, all right? Faster wound healing, treats your acne. It's a natural treatment for psoriasis and eczema. So this is really one of the most powerful by itself. Irish moss by itself is great for you to take. So if you have an issue with nutritional deficiencies, Irish moss fills in many, if not all, of most people's nutritional deficiencies. But because of people's minds and because of people's chronic stress, they have so many that you just need a little bit more. You need a little bit more of a boost. But Irish moss will give you a simple boost. Now, after that, you have sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla, which is another electrifying herb, and it's electrifying. What this does, and this was used by indigenous people. They've long used sarsaparilla root to treat joint problems like arthritis, and the plant chemicals inside of it, known as saponins in sarsaparilla, that's what they say help your joint pain. It also used to heal skin issues, again, like psoriasis, eczema, and dermatitis. And it also is a blood purifier, liver protection, and it has antibacterial properties, anti-cancer potential. And what really I started to understand was, because it had so many anti-inflammatory properties inside of it, people just used it for everything. Because that was just one of the things this is ancient. So when I see indigenous cultures that use these things, I understand that it's a lot of history behind the herb that I chose, because it's worked for a lot of people for a long time. What also it does is it's called a synergist. So what that means is that it increases the bioavailability and absorption of the other herbs. So I have a few herbs in here that increase your availability for everything else. So it's like you're combining everything to allow it to be available for you to be able to take this into your cells. Again, the goal of this process of awaken, replenish, and ascension is to change the appearance of your cells so that you can change the perspective and the perception of the data that is inside those cells, which is the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the memories, all the things that you've been expressed in there for years since you've been here, okay? Next is gonna be turkey rhubarb. And turkey rhubarb, this is actually a great herb. And what they did was they had a double-blind randomized study, which was in 2006. And it was on premenopausal women who included who included turkey rhubarb in their diet for 12 weeks showed a significant decrease in the severity and frequency of menopausal symptoms. It also has blood clotting properties that can help promote clotting and prevent excess bleeding during menopause. So this was one of those herbs that I looked into to say, I need to understand colon cleansing. Many people have colons that have just been backed up colons. So what this does is it has adlerian, which are powerful purgatives to eliminate harmful gut bacteria. So the presence of the purgative compounds in this herb make it an effective colon cleanser. It has an astringent effect. So it also helps you to cure diarrhea. But diarrhea is actually good in terms of a cleansing process, because what that usually is telling you is that you had something that was bad inside of your body that needs to come out, and it just liquefied it to usher it out as soon as possible. So people also fail to understand how cleansing works. They think it's supposed to be like a nice little like process, and like it's like a clean process. It's not. It's actually where your system that was not on before is now turned on. So the lymph is all throughout your entire body. You have lymph nodes here, you have them in here, you have them here, you have them all over, all throughout your legs, arm. It's draining everything. So when it turns on, you may feel like, oh man, like I got some discomfort, like, I got some pain, some discomfort. Well, the lymph is moving. Everything is moving. It was like an arrested state. But now, all of a sudden, these herbs are getting you to turn yourself on to electricity. It's like putting yourself inside of a power socket, but not a wall socket. Talk about the actual energy out here in the field, that energy. What turkey rhubarb also does is it helps in weight loss. It promotes weight loss by processing the food as soon as it reaches the digestive system. It helps in lowering your cholesterol, which is one of the important factors in weight management. And also, in addition to adding fiber to your diet, phytochemicals in rhubarb act as cardioprotective, lipid lowering, and adipogenic. It has anti-adipogenic effects. So let's see. Back to stinging nettle. We're gonna go to nettle leaf right here. Stinging nettle leaf. So here's stinging nettle leaf. What does nettle leaf do? Nettle leaf is primarily used as a source of vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, potassium. But again, arthritis relief, blood sugar management. It seems to act like insulin inside the body, and better respiratory health, better prostate health, and it helps you cleanse the body. We're gonna go with ashwagandha next. And this is probably one of the more common ones now. Back in 2022, when I first started to talk about ashwagandha on YouTube and TikToks, they actually banned my old account because of people were saying ashwagandha was dangerous and it was bad and all this type of stuff, but nobody knew anything about it. So I was putting it into my formula prior to everybody knowing things about it. And so once everybody kind of caught up to it, now it's like a staple in everybody's formulas and their gummies and all those types of things that they're putting in. So I'm grateful now, but back then I was a little aggravated because of all the blocks and stuff I was getting, but that's all right. It's gotta come around. So ashwagandha is classified as an adaptogen, which is a substance that helps the body cope with stress. So let me tell you that this whole process of why I made this was because of the word stress. All right, it helps to control mediators of stress, including heat shock, cortisol, which is the stress chemical that's basically made from misperception, and stress-activated terminal protein kinase, which these things are mainly coming from your mind's pharmacy that you're mismanaging and making. All right, this is the activity of hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So it not shuts it off, but it slows it down, because your HPA axis is what mitigates your stress response. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. You need to regulate the stress response by understanding how it's working. So if you can control yourself, you can control the response and not go to sympathetic immediately, fight or flight. You can actually regulate what you're doing and understand yourself a little bit better. So it helps you to understand yourself better in the field. Now, up next is soursop. So soursop, we're about done with this. So we have this one, and I think we have one more after this. So soursop. Soursop is also very electrifying, boosts your immunity, helps in your digestion. It's just very rich in fiber. It also helps in managing diabetes. It has a compound called UD1 that seems to act like insulin as well in your body. And also it has inflammation reducing properties as well. The one herb that I added most recently into my formula, actually a pretty powerful herb, and this was moringa. So this is going to be the last of the 17, but we're going to get to one that's added in replenish and ascension as well, which is going to be valerian root. But what moringa does is it helps you protect and nourish your skin and hair. It treats edema, which is when fluid builds up in body tissues because of inflammation. So you can have ear edema, cause swelling around your ear. It's usually because of an infection. Eye, you can have it in your elbow and your knees. It helps you to protect your liver, and also it treats upset stomach. So this is a really powerful thing, that it helps you to treat upset stomach. So the fibrous pods can benefit digestive health and may help prevent colon cancer. So moringa leaves, they've also showed a laxative effect, and so it makes it a really good, viable option for constipation. People are suffering this day and age with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. And it's mainly because of what you're consuming and what you're eating, but because of that, you can change that by just adding in new things. Moringa's antibiotic and antibacterial properties may help prevent the growth of pathogens that can cause infections. Essentially, all of these things, they bounce off of each other. And that was why it was so important for me to include all of them. Because what I noticed was people just didn't have enough help, a new program to reseed them. So what these herbs do is not only do they cleanse you, but they reseed you and they help you to create a new gut microbiome, which is what you need to have a harmonious gut, therefore a harmonious life. You need to have a harmonious gut to have a harmonious life. And what herb is not included in Awaken, because Awaken is actually a daytime formula. It's only a daytime formula, meaning you take this during the day. So how do you use these processes, like how you use them, is what you do is you take a few drops of the serum on your tongue, or you mix it in water during fasting. You can take 3 to 4 times a day, or as many as you want, really. It's not gonna hurt you or harm you. You have to just understand, like, when you're taking it, what you're taking it for, how it's responding to you, and you also have to move, exercise. You need to be able to move yourself, to be able to move this serum and this formula throughout your entire blood and throughout your entire body. It really would help you to move. So you can take it with water, take it upon waking up. And what I suggest people to do is to take it while they're reciting positive affirmations. Because again, you are reformatting your cells. You need to give yourself a new program. So all you gotta do is talk to yourself differently, but you gotta do it consistently. So let's keep going. So in the case of the one herb that's added in Replenish and Ascension is valerian root. And what valerian root does, this is nighttime formula only. So Replenish is overnight, Ascension is overnight. And this is why this root is only given in Replenish and Ascension, because it promotes relaxation and sleep. So I don't want anybody driving their car and they take, a supplement with valerian root inside of it, because it's going to promote essentially a natural sleep aid. So it contains compounds that increase the amount of what's called GABA, G-A-B-A, and that's available in the CNS system, which has sedative effects. Okay, so it reduces insomnia. That's essentially what this is for. It's to help you to actually relax, calm your brain down, and get some sleep. And then it reduces anxiety. So what this really does is it helps to control mediators of stress, again, including cortisol and reduce the activity of the HPA axis, which is the one that regulates your stress response. And it improves your symptoms of OCD, and it reduces hyperactive behavior in children. So there's no need to give them any Prozac or any ADD medication or ADHD. I don't believe in any of that stuff either, because I believe it's just a deficit of being present. And they haven't taught their bodies and their minds on how to be present. And also it's because of mismanagement and what's inside their gut. I used to suffer from epilepsy as a child. I used to have moments where I was inside my body, but felt like I was outside my body. And it was because my gut and just my body and my blood was just out of alignment. I was so misaligned when I was younger that I experienced these things. And I understood now as an adult why I had those issues as a child. So valerian root, only in replenish nighttime, and ascension, which is also nighttime. So the next thing that's not actually, it's kind of an herb, but not really, but they say it's kind of an herb, but what it really is just a compound. Okay, so, and this is gonna be shilajit. It has a wide range of minerals and compounds found, which also include zinc, which is very, very powerful in terms of sexual energy and sexual health. Both men and women need it. It also has high levels of humic acid and iron, which help treat iron deficiency anemia. So aging, as far as, because fulvic acid, one of the key compounds in shilajit, acts as an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. So it may reduce free radicals and cellular damage in the body, which are two key factors in aging. And also it enhances your brain function. Now this is also what you could call like a synergy, like it binds, it helps you to make the rest of these herbs bioavailable to the rest of your body. So shilajit is a great thing it's like a bridge, and it allows all these other things to be absorbed. Okay, now that was the herbs for the base formula of Awaken. So if you wanted to go through the program of cleansing your gut, cleansing your lymphatic system, all right, you would basically start off the process of Awaken. Now you can't go to Ascension unless you do Awaken and Replenish first. You can do either Awaken or either Replenish before you go to Ascension. What we're gonna do is gonna go on to the 12 mineral salts, which is the other ingredients that are included in the formula. And what 12 mineral salts are, they're actually the building blocks for your entire body. They're the building blocks. Now let me express to you how the zodiac is not something that's bad. The zodiac is something that teaches you and teaches your body. And you have to understand that the zodiac is working for you, not working against you. So, calcium fluoride, all right? This is the zodiac sign of Cancer. What calcium fluoride does, strengthens your tooth enamel, strengthens your bones, restores tissue elasticity, and it also helps in hernia pain. Calcium phosphate, which is zodiac sign Capricorn, restores your cells, heals your fractures, helps your digestive system. Calcium sulfate purifies your blood, reduces infection, treats your skin disorders like acne, again, prevents sore throats and colds. And here goes iron phosphate. Iron phosphate, and calcium sulfate, zodiac sign of Scorpio. Iron phosphate, zodiac sign is Pisces. And when I'm calling these signs out because if you are a Pisces, this is going to be your actual mineral cell salt that you need to have more of. So I'm a Taurus, but I'll get to that. So for instance, if your zodiac sign Pisces, your mineral cell salt is going to be iron phosphate. All right, what iron phosphate does, anti-inflammatory, reduces fever, accelerates healing, reduces bleeding. All right, you're going to have potassium Calimur, which is going to be zodiac sign Gemini, purifies your blood, treats infection, reduces swelling, aids digestion. Zodiac sign Aries is going to be Kali phosphate, supports your nerve health, lessens anxiety, irritability, and fatigue, aids in memory, relieves the headaches. Let's keep going. Kali sulfate, zodiac sign is going to be Virgo. It heals mucous membrane, heals the skin, balances metabolism, conditions your pancreas. Your pancreas is alkalizing. So if you don't understand that your pancreas is what basically, if you're a woman and you have periods, then after your periods, you have the pancreas that sends this alkalizing agent, this fluid, to basically alkalize the body. It's alkalizing you. So you're getting rid of something and then you're putting something back to alkalize your system. Many women are very acidic. So if you're acidic, you might have a painful period time at the end of each month, or you may not even have a period. And so if you aren't having it, if you aren't having really great reproductive health, it's mainly because you're too acidic. So that's just how the scale works. You're too acidic, and maybe your thought process and your diet, your lifestyle, what you're eating, what you're drinking. But you got to get back to neutrality, 7.35, 7.55. And so up next, we're gonna have magnesium phosphate. Zodiac sign's gonna be Leo. Eases your cramps, eases your pain, reduces your spasms, relieves tension headaches. Tension headaches are not only caused by just diet, they're also caused by thinking, holding on to some things, holding on to things that you should be holding on to, not letting things go. It's really a case of energy trapped here because you're trapping it here. You're concentrating too hard on things that you don't have control over, or you're not letting things go that you should let go. There's plenty of time for you to understand that you're trying to control the outcome of something that you don't have any business attempting to do that. And people just want to have control because they want to have this really awkward security, but they don't realize that security is inner security. It's not outer security. It's always going to be inner security. So remember that. Okay? Natmer, zodiac sign Aquarius, balances bodily fluids, reduces water retention, and aids digestion. Also treats eczema. I have learned that eczema is, I didn't think it was that popular of an ailment until I started to research it and see how many people actually suffer from it. And this is an autoimmune disease condition. This is a stress response in the body. So understand that once you can get yourself chemically aligned, all these things are going to go away, okay? So nat sulfate, which is zodiac sign Taurus, which is me, cleanses your pancreas, cleanses your kidneys, cleanses your liver, treats cold and flu. And then you have, lastly, silica, which is Sagittarius. Cleanses your skin, cleanses your connective tissue, cleanses your blood, strengthens your hair, and your nails. Silica. So obviously, these things are all natural producing inside the earth, inside the planet, but you have to eat these or get them from the food that you consume. People just have not consumed a variety of enough things. So once you can look at it from, you're filling in all the gaps of things that you need. You're filling them all in. Once you fill them all in, then you realize, okay, something's different. I feel different. And when you start to feel different, it's because you start to patch in all the gaps. Now you're actually whole, like the periodic table of elements. You're whole. So we're gonna go to the 9 solfeggio sound frequencies. So what I also do for this formula, these formulas, all of them, all of these formulas here are connected by way of cymatics. Now it's called kymatics, but in the Western world we call it cymatics. And that's basically the patterns of sound in a visible spectrum. So you being able to actually see sound in terms of patterns. So if you were to put a plate of, say, some water and then put a speaker under it and play a sound, you would see a pattern in that water that's expressed inside that water from that sound. But you're made of mostly water. So the point of cymatics is to infuse you with a different sound. If you can raise the vibration of your cells, you also, not only do you reformat, but you heal and you reprogram yourself. Based on these 9 solfeggio sound frequencies, the first 3 belonging to the root chakra. Now at 174 hertz, this is the chakra that affects the level at the ankles. This relieves physical pain and energetic pain. You gain a sense of safety and security. So we're starting the process of securing you, taking away fear, okay? 285 hertz. Right next, it's gonna be up at the knees. This is where you regenerate the body, gain a sense of wellness and optimism. You're starting to get that positive spirit flowing inside of you. This new appearance of your cells is going to be positive. It's going to go from negative to positive. The 96, you're releasing the fear, the guilt, and the shame. You're increasing the feelings of being safe, grounded, and connected. This is going to be at the genitals, down here. Next, you're going to have 417 hertz. We're going to get to the middle section of your body now. We were previously at the low area. Now we're going to be at the middle section. 417 hertz, you create space and momentum for positive change, reconnection to actual divine energy, to the God force within. And then after that, you're going to have 528 hertz, which is going to be the most common. 528 hertz is actually solar plexus that gets to the gut. 528 hertz, you forgive grievances, you release fear, make room for miracles and unconditional love. This is powerful because obviously whenever you get rid of the bad things inside your gut, the bad bacteria, and replace it with new ones, now you're going towards miracles. Now you're going towards what you desire. This is where your power is coming from. Let's keep going. 639 hertz. This is where it's going to be your heart. Create your harmony in relationships and boost your communication. You're able to communicate, you're able to connect, you're able to build bridges to other people. 741 hertz is going to be your throat. It's powerful, clear, and creative personal expression. This means that you're able to express yourself clearly, you're able to express yourself freely without any judgment, without any fear. You just don't care who hears you. You just want to hear you. You speak it naturally, authentically, unapologetically. This is where this is coming in, 741 hertz. 852 hertz, 852 is going to be the third eye, right here in between, right here, the third eye. And this is where you're going to have clear inner vision, connecting to the wisdom and intuition of the higher self. This is essentially one of the most common, because your third eye, where people are going to talk about your pineal gland and your pituitary gland, your kingdom of God between the temples. So 963 hertz, which is at the top, which is going to be your crown. So 741, which is the throat, the third eye, the crown, is going to be the upper level of the body. You experience in divine consciousness, you heal from an internal sense of oneness. Now you become connected to the divine. And what this really does for you is it's unifying the gut, which is the enteric nervous system, with the CNS, central nervous system. Now you have a gut and brain connection and a heart-brain connection. You've got all of this that's now in unison, that's now in harmony. Prior, people had a separation because what was going through their entire body may have been alcohol, may have been pharmaceuticals, may have been opioids, may have been some kind of drugs, coffee, caffeine, soda. You know, these things are dehydrating agents. Your brain needs water, but you overthink, you're burning off all the water inside your brain. You need to replace it with water. You need to rehydrate yourself, because water is like the telephone to the universe. You need to have the water to connect with the divine on the outside. If your inner is dry on the inside, the outer is dry on the outside. You start hallucinating. You'll damn near go crazy. All right, and then if you don't have enough water for a couple of days, you're gonna die. So water is powerful. But now if you can vibrate this water and change the mandala patterns inside this water based on cymatics, all of a sudden you have a new pattern and a new program and a new appearance in your cells, a new stamp and appearance inside the cell. So lastly, we have two things. And what we have is what's called transitional metals. Okay, so what I decided was in Replenish overnight, I wanted to make something that was empowering for someone, not only to heal the gut and the lymphatic system, but also to electrify the brain. Okay, and so what I started to understand was there needed to be a little bit more to add, because I was focused on enhancing my imagination. Okay, so this was my second problem. I encountered a second challenge, and it was strengthening my brain. So what I realized was when I learned to emphasize the importance of how to attract things, meaning I send a signal out, the thought sends a signal out, and the feeling draws the experience back into me. I learned how to electrify my brain in unison with my body. And what I really started to understand was how to use my imagination. And so what the 6 transition metals does is it basically makes this formula turn your mind and body into a supercomputer and a conductor of electric energy that it was always meant to be. Your brain is incredibly fast processing, but people have like a limitation placed on them. So I watched this movie a long time ago. It was called Limitless. I think it was Bradley Cooper. He would take this little Limitless pill, and all of a sudden he would just download information, and he would just run around and do all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, I wonder if I could do that for myself. So I started to see it's based upon the ingredients. If I can add something in there that would electrify me even more, then I just might have the capacity to turn my brain into a supercomputer, which I have. So what the transitional metals look like, it's 6. And they're platinum, palladium, silver, gold, iron, and copper. What these things do is they increase mental focus and concentration. They enhance mental acuity. They support tissue regeneration of the heart tissue. Thymus, which is your thymus gland, is what your heart chakra essentially is. And the T cells are what send out the army and an immune response. They send out the things that go to demolish and dismantle the attacking agents inside your body. So you think the thymus gland for that. So it supports tissue regeneration of the heart tissue, thymus, and entire endocrine system, increases creativity, promotes lucid dreaming, which is basically vivid dreaming, clear dreaming, improves your memory. Now you can actually access your memory. You don't lose your memory, you lose access to it. So it increases the access to your memory. It supports DNA repair, and they also promote increased libido in both males and females, which is sexual desire. Not only did I want to increase sexual desire in men and women, I want to increase the ability of sexual potency, which is the ability to have sex in general. Because many people suffer from in what's called, many men suffer from erectile dysfunction, and women they don't seem to ever be charged enough energetically to be in the mood to have sex. So once I understood that, I was able to fix that just by promoting new things that go into their bodies and into their minds to enhance the capability to do those things. And it worked perfectly. So in Replenish, you now have the addition of these 6 transitional metals. So these at the bottom. And again, these are going to be overnight. Now, the last formula, so basically what is in here is also in Replenish, plus valerian root. What's in these 2 is also in Ascension. And the bonus in Ascension is you have what's called dream herbs. Mugwort, dream herb, Senasuchi, Egyptian lily, root and leaf, and shatavari. And what these things do is these clear your mind up enough to allow you to have more vivid, descriptive, detailed, lucid dreams, and also be able to remember these experiences in the dream state. You have to be able to dream, to create. You have to be able to imagine, to create. When I realized the power of this, because I see so many people running to go to ayahuasca and they run to go to these plant ceremonies, but they don't know that they can just do this right here on themselves at home. So I decided to add in not only the traditional metals, but also add 6 dream herbs to Ascension. So now overnight, you're being cleansed with the 17 alkalizing herbs. You're being reprogrammed pattern-wise by the 9 solfeggio sound frequencies in cymatics. You're also having all deficiencies not filled, you're having all 12 mineral deficiencies are filled through the 12 mineral cell salts. Then you're going to enhance the brain's capacity for thinking, concentration, imagination, and then you're enhancing the brain's capacity for dream states using the 6 dream herbs that are included in the formula. So now you have all of these different concepts that are now combined into one. So if you were to begin the process, and these are concentrates, so you don't need a lot of them, all right? Awaken starts at $500 for a bottle. Replenish starts at $750 per bottle, and Ascension starts at $1,000 per bottle. You'll have a brand new appearance of yourself in 60 days or less. So all you gotta do is stay with the program. Now, how you use this is if you wanted a full-on detoxification process, meaning you want to have an awakened detox, or a replenish detox, or ascension detox, either one. What you would have is included in each detoxification kit, a 32-ounce jar of whichever formula that you choose, awaken, replenish, or ascension. You also get 30-day detox guidebook and Become More Alkalign Manifestation Journal. What the journal encompasses is not only a food journal to track what you're eating, a recipe guide, and also a gratitude journal. Something as simple as that, but it only takes you to be consistent for you to make it work. And an Apple iPod for affirmations that you're gonna be writing. So you have to write your own affirmations because you're reprogramming your own DNA, okay? So overnight, you get to reprogram your own DNA by writing down your own affirmations and writing down in positive present tense, meaning I have, I earn, I am. That's you telling yourself to go towards a new you, which is down changing the habit base, the subconscious program, okay? And so what's also included is, lastly, you get a plant-based recipe guide for your Alkalign Lifestyle diet, and you get 1 weekly check-in via Zoom call / email with yours truly. And I'll help you to guide you through. I got many mentees that, still after years, they still call, just to learn some new things. And if I got the answer, which I usually have the answer, if not, I'll go find it for you. But in terms of detoxification, I've already been through it. I've had many people go through it. All of it has been successful, and I'm just gonna keep on going. And hopefully, if you're interested in becoming the best version of you that you possibly can be, the most enlightened version of you that you possibly can be, which is the purified version of you that you can be, the most purified version of you that you can be, what you would want to do is start off with Awaken, because this is going to cleanse the gut, okay, and cleanse the lymphatic system and lymphatic system. If you have the time and you want to do it overnight, Replenish is much faster in terms of cleansing because it's an overnight process that mimics and enhances the natural overnight process. So Replenish or Awaken, daytime or nighttime. Either one is still a great option. Replenish is obviously a little bit more powerful and a little bit faster. And once you get there, if you really want to get to a heightened level of supreme consciousness, you would go towards Ascension. Now, for a single bottle, again, 2-ounce bottle, $500 for Awaken, $750 for Replenish, and $1,000 for Ascension. Now, each detoxification program is a 32-ounce jar. So you get 32 ounces of it, plus everything I told you that's added, which is a guidebook, the journal, the iPod for affirmations, the plant-based recipe guide, 1 weekly check-in. So for Awaken, this price is $10,000 for the detoxification program. For Replenish, looking at $14,000. For Ascension, looking at $18,000. Now, all of these create the environment for your healing. All you gotta do is make sure that you're disciplined enough to create a new program alongside the reset button, because you're gonna get reset. So what you need to understand is that now the energy that was trapped inside of you will now be free. you need to understand that you need to move. You'll also have an exercise guide that comes with the journal and a 33-day detoxification guide. And moving is also meditation. Moving combined with meditation is a great thing for you to do because it replaces the old programs and it moves the old information throughout your entire body. So just by breathing differently, just by moving differently, you'll see a difference. You'll speak differently. After a few weeks, you'll be speaking differently. You'll be talking differently. You'll be walking differently. You'll be a lot more calm. You'll be a lot more relaxed. And you're just gonna have a different perception of how life is working. So if you wanna go through the full programs, again, 10,000 for Awaken, 14,000 for Replenish, 18,000 for Ascension, an individual ball to start off with, 500 for Awaken, 750 for Replenish, 1,000 for Ascension. Link in my description below, you can see each one of them. Other than that, I have a Become More Alkalign challenge at the end of each month. This month of November and next month of December, I am placing the tickets that were $5,000 and repricing them at $297 just for the holidays. So if you want to come to really get some new knowledge of how your body works and how your mind works and how to create generational health, to create generational wealth, look in the description below. Join my Become More Alkalign challenge. Other than that, next time.